This is a very classic, traditional panna cotta, which it's a very kind of old school. This is sort of when I was going through, the basic 101 in cooking. These are the sort of desserts that we would make, and it's actually the perfect dessert to try and to customize new flavors, because it's kind of sort of a standard base, and then you can put whatever you want in it. There's like 100 different types of panna cottas out there. So this is sort of the recipe. This is sort of the ratio that I've used, and it comes out with a really nice custard texture. And so you're looking for something between almost like a jello and like a creme brulee, like a very thin custard. So it should have a little bit of a wobble, but it should be really nice and soft. So we're gonna make a buttermilk panna cotta. You can use any type of dairy here. Again, if you wanted something a little more, higher in calories, you can definitely go with some higher creams or some higher fat creams. You can definitely go off the map and go dairy free. You can do it with almond milk. You can do it with coconut milk as well, which is really, really nice. So to start, we put 1 cup of, I'm going to do half and half. So I'm going to do 1 cup of cream in a pot, medium low heat. I just want to warm it up a little bit, and we're going to start flavoring that. So now we're going to flavor it, again, vanilla. So this is a vanilla pod. If you've never used a vanilla pod before, you just want to split the bean in half and then use the back of a knife or like a spoon and scrape all that goodness, all those seeds out of the middle. And those are like the little black specks you see sometimes when you buy like a good quality vanilla ice cream. So that's going to go in there, all those vanilla deliciousness. Half it's going to end up on your fingers, but that's okay. And honey as well. I mean, whatever sweetener you're going to put in there, we love honey. Again, we want to add it at this point. So I'm heating the cream so that these flavors sort of dissolve in there. And I said about 4 tablespoons. I mean, you can add whatever you want.
Depends how sweet you like it.
And
if you're trying to up the calories, then you can add some, extra sweetness to it.
So that's going to go in there. And you just want to simmer it just for a couple minutes, just until that sugar, that honey, or that sort of flavor you want in there is infused and it dissolves. So not long at all. With the 2 cups of buttermilk now, cold, this is where we're going to set our gelatin. So you can buy unflavored gelatin. Most grocery stores should have this. Look where they sell Jello. Don't use Jello. You'll have like
a strange flavor.
Yeah, you'll have a weird flavor. But where they sell Jello, they should have like the unflavored, just the regular gelatin. And they come in like these little packages as well. And we want about 2 teaspoons. So each package, I think, is about 2 1/4 or 2.5 teaspoons. You just want 2 teaspoons, and you want to sprinkle it over the top of your cold milk, cream, buttermilk, whatever you're using. Don't pile it all into one area. We want it to cover the surface because we want it to bloom. It needs that sort of cold liquid to start to activate. And that only takes about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, just until you start to see these wrinkles. So I did this right before I started this recipe. Can you see the wrinkles a little bit? Okay, so now this is going to go in. I know I have a lot of pots and spoons here. And so the buttermilk, the gelatin, try to scrape down the sides because it'll kind of stick a little bit. And again, low heat. So we have like medium, low. I don't want to heat it too much. Whisk it or stir it through just until that gelatin sort of dissolves. And usually when it's not clumpy anymore, that's usually a good thing. You don't want this to boil. Definitely don't want this to boil, especially if you have a lower fat dairy. It'll just start to curdle on you. So that's it. Remove it from the heat. This is how easy this dessert is, like super, super simple. And then get your jars, clean jars. They have different sizes here. If it's glass, I can go right in. Obviously, if you're gonna put it into like a plastic mold, let this cool a little bit first. And you can even put little things, little bits on the bottom if you want.
What kind of bits?
Little bits of delicious.
Cookies?
Yeah. And then that's it. You just pour it in. I'm gonna go about halfway on these jars here, just so it sets a little bit faster. The more liquid you have in there, obviously, the longer it's gonna take to set. And that's about it. That's gonna go into the refrigerator for about an hour. That's all it takes, and then it's done, and you can top it with whatever you want.
I love the idea of doing the jars because you can make several portions and then have it as a snack
Yeah, so
on the go.
we did one, obviously ahead of time, and I put some crushed blueberries on the bottom, which is really nice. And again, you can put whatever you want, and then you can put some nice fresh blueberries, and they'll sit right on top because now it's set. And you'll see when you get it, but if you jiggle
Jelliness.
it, you can't see it now. It's impossible. But you get a little bit of like a jello jiggle, but it's still nice and soft. So some blueberries in there. And one thing what I tried somewhere before, which is fantastic. I didn't include the recipe on there, but I'll put the recipe online. You can definitely get it after. So I made a pumpkin cornbread. And what's nice about this is you can get any sort of leftover muffins if you made, or
Banana bread we
banana
made
bread,
last week.
yeah, and warm it up.
Ooh.
And just kind of crumble a little bit on there. And you don't need much, like just a few pieces. So you have all this like cakey, then you have this fruit, and you have this really, really nice custard. And that's it. So that's our blueberry panna cotta with some cornbread on top.